think the secret to life is long, slow groans, movements where you go, oh. Maybe the secret to life is making funny noises. As long as they are funny and they make you smile, make you laugh. Don't bother the people around you. But every time you kind of move and groan and stretch, it is kind of a display of gratitude. RJ's on and he wants to know if I opened and closed. I didn't quite close, but I started work yesterday at 10:45. For anybody just tuning in, my man RJ asked me a question. I work as a waiter here in Naperville, Illinois. And had a long day yesterday. Started at 10:45 in the morning. I opened the restaurant and I left there just after 10 o'clock at night. There was still an hour left, but the busyness of the restaurant had slowed down, so they sent me home and had some other waiters closing. So it was a long day. It was a long day. Fairly profitable day, so that's good. But it was still a long day. At the end, I was checking out and gathering the receipts, standing there kind of feeling fairly tired. Good morning, Chip. But good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Saturday morning. It is September 21st, and it is, 6:36 a.m. Happy Saturday. This is a little show. Tell you what, if you want to smile and laugh more, do a silly little coffee show and stick at it. I mean, it's not easy. You got to wake up every morning and make your coffee and start talking, and sometimes you don't really have an audience and sometimes you do, but you keep at it. And then you come up with funny little introductions and things you say, and I don't know. But as I was saying, this is a show I've been doing for quite some time. It is a show about me talking. It's a show about me sharing some feelings, sharing some lessons I learned along the way of life. Fun show for me. And a show that means a lot to me. For those that have been watching a while, Two Dads Plus wants to know what state I am in. Well, I'm in the great state of Illinois. I'm live in Naperville. I'm about 35 miles outside of the city of Chicago. So thank you for joining Dads Plus here from Florida. But anyway, as I was saying, for those that have been watching a while, you know it is not just a show about me talking. It's also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. I made some coffee at the restaurant last night. I had a customer, lovely woman from Costa Rica, was there with 3 friends, and I was practicing on my Spanish and enjoying that. They just stopped in for one drink and ended up being there for several hours, having their friends there, having some appetizers, and yeah. But anyway, near the end of their stay, right around when they were getting the dessert, they said, "Hey, do you have coffee?" "Oh yeah, we have coffee." A lot of people come in and ask if we have like the fancy coffees, espressos or double lattes or stuff, and we're not that kind of restaurant, but we have fairly good coffee. And brought her a cup and said, well, probably nobody else in this, because it was a warm day and not a restaurant that sells a whole heck of a lot of coffee. So I'm sitting there and it's about, I don't know, 5:30 at night or 6 o'clock at night at this time, and just made a whole pot of coffee. Looked to my right, looked to my left, and I said, well, let's have at it. Started drinking it. And at about 8 o'clock, a guy I work with goes, "Having coffee at 8 o'clock at night?" Oh, yeah. Perhaps he doesn't watch my show. But anyway, I am excited to have my very first sip of coffee today. And I hope wherever you are and whatever you're doing, that you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. Oh, oh, wow! It's like eating a cinnamon Danish or something. It's the cinnamon dolce, and I prepared the pot at about 4:30 this morning. Thought it was time to crack into the cinnamon dolce, and I'm glad I did. Oh, let's have another. Two Dads Plus says a lot of restaurants here tend not to offer coffee in the evening, and you miss it. Well, you maybe have to ask for it because it's we don't have a sign up that says, "Hey, come have our coffee." I'm surprised when people come in and have it. I was out in Yellowstone working this summer, and there were a lot of coffee drinkers. I mean, it was a breakfast, lunch, and dinner restaurant, so obviously a lot of people drink coffee in the morning. But we kept pouring the coffee all day, and yeah. RJ wants to know if I ever ask for it Irish. I'm not totally sure what that means, but I'm assuming Irish coffee has some sort of alcohol in it. I'm assuming that's what Irish coffee has. And I am Irish, and my last name is Tracy. Two Dads Plus thinks it was a generational thing having coffee at restaurants, something our parents and grandparents did. Well, yeah, you're probably right, Two Dads Plus. I enjoy coffee at all hours, so cheers again. I'm glad you joined, and I appreciate you following my page. My page grows a little bit every day. I've been doing this show for 5+ years. Some days it's hard to do it. Some days I really look forward to it. Some days I kind of lay around I don't often lay around, but when I wake up, I wish for something. And it's a story of a guy with a anxious or very active mind. And I mean, I don't know if it's very active. You guys might have active minds too. I don't know. But I know I do. And I know I struggled with a lot of things and sleeping and, over drinking alcohol and, big bouts of depression for many years in my life. And kind of started this show 5 years ago as therapy. And it's grown into this. Oh, it's nice. That is nice. That is so nice. See, Chip apparently, RJ apparently, Chippy. We got Chippy and Chip. How much is left in the cup? About half a cup. It's still hot. I don't need to go fill her up yet. It's a big cup. It's a 16-ounce cup. Although I enjoy the sips. Oh my gosh. RJ has a cooking live show that he does. His name is Chippy. All my audience is going away. RJ's going to start making chocolate chip pancakes with Chippy in the morning. My once grand audience here for Coffee with Ken is going to drift away and go, I've had enough of this Ken guy and this coffee guy. I'm going to go watch RJ make eggs in the morning. Oh no, there it goes again. Vanessa's now asking him. It's hard not being a little jealous at this moment. For those that are watching this video on replay, you might not understand what I'm talking about, but I have some longtime viewers. And word just came out that one of the longtime viewers went live yesterday, and he made 5 eggs. And Some viewing members had watched it and loved it, thought it was interesting. And now other viewing members of my live audience are drifting away and going, we always liked Chippy better than Ken anyway. It's okay. Woke early today. Again, I worked late last night, and I kind of got a big day today, and woke up about 4:30 or something, and said, "Wow, I didn't get to bed till after 11. I got a long day today. I got a thing to attend this morning, and then get to work again tonight." And when I woke up, going, I need to get back to sleep. And when you feel you need to do something, you're often not successful, and especially when it's sleep, because just the feeling that you need more sleep creates anxiety of its own. And anyway, decided rather than lay there and toss and turn to be productive, so I got up and threw in a load of laundry. I'll tell you what, it feels a little funny throwing a load of laundry at 4:30 in a extended stay in Naperville, Illinois, but you feel like you're being productive. I didn't have a whole heck of a lot of choice. I didn't have any underwear left, and I had worn my work clothes a few days in a row and thought I'd freshen them up for tonight's shift. After I put them in the wash, I was able to come back up, feel a little more peaceful, a little more relaxed, and climb back into bed, and realized I was feeling a little anxious, and popped on a hypnotist who talks about dealing with anxiety. I don't know if the words she says matters as much as the way she says them. She's kind of got a relaxing voice and talks about easily drifting your eyes closed. And I go, keep talking to me nicely, hypnotist woman. This feels good. Keep saying things that you feel relaxation going from your head to your toes. Just the more she talks, it makes me want to go back to sleep. Hello, Jake in Ottawa, Illinois. Atwood wants to know if I ran into the woman on the way to the laundry room again. No, Atwood, I didn't run into the same woman on the way to the laundry. I don't know if she's still staying in my extended stay. I try not to get too attached. I mean, most of my neighbors and I, we don't have barbecues, and we don't go over to each other's houses or have beers in the garage like most neighbors do. It's only an extended stay. People stay here several days to, I don't know, a couple months or something. Have I ever tried sleep music to assist in my sleeping? Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know exactly what you mean by sleep music. But every night, as I'm starting to feel a little tired, I usually get home from work. I kind of work 6 days a week as a waiter because I need to work. Tired a lot, but I'm appreciative and I'm grateful for the hours and the money and the opportunity that it gives me. Good morning. And what was I saying? I'll pop on something interesting every night on my earbuds. And when it's mostly like melodic, hypnotic music, I tell you what, it's kind of nice waking up at in the middle of the night and just having this kind of music going on. Feels real good. Good morning, Nikki and Danny. Thank you so much for following the live creator. I so appreciate that. I really do. I'd almost abandoned this platform. Highland, welcome aboard. Have you missed much? I don't know. 20 minutes or so. I don't know if I've said anything of value. You will want to know that RJ has a cooking live show and that you're going to want to watch that, and that he made 5 eggs yesterday. And I think the community of Coffee with Ken finds RJ far more interesting. So tune in. His name's Chippy. What about a book review club? Well, that would require me to read books. I go in huge phases of reading. If I was to read one book right now, I'd probably crack out The Compound Effect and read it for the 10th time. Because just to see where I'm at. I think I first came across it, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, and I kind of go, hey, that guy's makes some sense. But I really attacked it 5 years ago with these concepts and said, hey, you drink on one day, it won't really change your life much, but if you drink every day, it's going to start changing your life. You exercise every day, it's going to change your life in the other direction. And let's build up more good habits and reduce some bad habits and see what happens. This is exactly what happens. For those that are aspiring for this, I recommend you do the same. Dave Mason asked, no, I'm not. I thought about it for a long time. I hadn't figured it out, and maybe we never really figure anything out. And I certainly hadn't figured out TikTok. And didn't understand it and didn't understand the way they compensated content creators and got a little frustrated with it at times. And there was a period 3 or 4 months ago where they stopped showing my videos. Hurt my feelings. I went from getting 1,000 views each video to 100. And 50 likes on a video to getting 2. More negative comments than positive comments by far. You got to have amazing almost tunnel vision or thick skin or what have you. I think in life, not just content creation. There was every day you'll go through things and you'll have maybe if you're a waiter, a customer that wasn't thrilled about something, or a boss that says something, or a spouse that, issues. And I used to let those issues really throw me off my day. And my day became my week, became a month, became a year, became a huge chunk of my life. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. I always heard it's not what happens, it's how you respond to what happens. And So I don't know. What do I do, Danny H. asks. Danny H., well, I currently am a waiter. I've been a bunch of different things in my life, and I'm currently a waiter. And that's what I do right now. It gives me the opportunity to pay my bills, cover my financial responsibilities, put a roof over my head, and plan for the future. Atwood is asking, what NFL team do I cheer for? I cheer for the Chicago Bears. Watched most of last week's game. I used to be a real sports addict, but it was kind of combined to, I think, wrapped into drinking. And used to watch every game. Yeah. Hey guys, I'm going to ask you a favor. I did quit drinking. I am enough. Thank you. Hey, hold on here. I got to do something. I don't know. Yeah. I'm getting confused when the conversation's about a different live show that has been going on. And I don't, I'm not jealous at all, but I'm reading the comments and they're all comments about a different live show that's going on. And that's going to confuse me, and I'm not going to like that. And you guys go love on each other and watch each other's live, and I am all for promoting you. But if half the comments I'm seeing are about a different live show, that's going to bother me. It is, and I'm not going to enjoy it. And I'll do what I have to stop it. Okay? So do what you will. Yeah, RJ. But can you understand what I'm saying, RJ? Every comment I'm reading is about what you're cooking for dinner tomorrow. You know. Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that. It'll just confuse me. Okay, thank you. I don't know. Maybe it's not a good day for me to do my show. Maybe it's not a good day for me to do my show. Maybe I got too much going on. I do have a busy day. Thank you. I'm meant to be a chef. I am not meant to be a chef. RJ's meant to be a chef. Did I ever have a gambling problem? Yeah. Yeah. Not a sports gambling problem. Never really cared too much about sports betting. It wasn't fast enough. Wasn't fast enough, I don't think. You sit at a blackjack table and hundreds of dollars move every couple minutes. And yeah, no, I like to gamble. I think a lot of people do. It gets us, gets our adrenaline going. What was my game? It was blackjack mostly. Blackjacks was my biggest problem, where I'd lost a lot of money. Hi from New Zealand, Sarah. Did I ever hit on 16? I always hit on 16. I mean, against a 7, 8, 9, or 10. Did I ever bet on horses? It was just a social thing. It was never a problem. I mean, a little bit. I lost a fair amount of money betting on horses. I think betting on horses is hard. I don't see how anyone even really gets into the adrenaline of that. I'll tell you what, I'm old enough to go to the horse track before there was off-track betting. And as a guy with a gambling want or need, as a lot of people are, you go to the horse track and there's 20 minutes, I believe, between races at a horse track. And you sit there and you wait for the next race, and you're angry you lost on horse number 3, or you're thrilled that you won on horse number 2, and you got to eat up 20 minutes of time. Then one day they brought off-track betting to horse racing. And even at whatever track you're at, they show races going on from Balmoral Park or Arlington Park or wherever you're at, and different types of races on chariots and what have you. I don't know. Hello there. Did I get my P.O. box? Christine, I tried. I appreciate you asking. One of my goals yesterday was to get my, good morning, Jimmy, was to get my P.O. box. And, because I'm staying at an extended stay. I want to be able to get mail. My biggest concern, and I'll tell you what, mail sucks these days. My biggest issue, or the thing I want to get most, is like 1099s or W-9s or whatever the government sends out for taxes. And because of that, I said I was going to get a P.O. box yesterday. And I stopped at the post office in downtown Naperville. The woman behind the desk didn't seem particularly excited to see me. And she looked like she maybe had done her job a little too long. But there were various rules and identification requirements and permanent address needs and various stuff that I didn't have. And they asked for my permanent address. And I go, well, you know, if I really had a permanent address, I might not even get a P.O. box. But I'm staying at an extended stay. Does that count as permanent? And it might. It might. But then they needed two forms of ID, and I showed her my driver's license, and the other one had to be a voter ID card or something else. I forget what else, but I showed her my voter ID card, and apparently it was from last year. I don't know. Do you get voter ID cards every year? I didn't know you had to. But either way, I need a more up-to-date voter ID card. The United States Post, I tell you what, they deliver mail across the country for 50 cents. Yeah. I can get a P.O. box at any UPS store as well. That's interesting. It's not hard to get a P.O. box. It was a great experience in Yellowstone. The guy was super friendly, and it was like $40 for 6 months, and loved it. But now back in Naperville, it's a little more expensive, and what have you. Wow, we're getting people following the live creator. That's fun. That's fun. Some people are getting a little political on the stream. I'll let you guys get political without me. You guys just don't talk about RJ's live show while I'm gone. Or you can talk about RJ's live show while I'm gone. But when I get back, it just confuses the heck out of me. Yeah. Hello, Ibrahim. How's the coffee? It's wonderful. 7 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock. My little sister's going to an event with me today. She's a little sister, but she's, what is she? 50. She must be 52. She'll be 53 later this next month. And it's funny, I guess your little sister's always your little sister. My older brother probably looks at me as his little brother. And I can't go to the farmer's market today. I have something I need to go to in a Chicago area. Yeah. And yeah. So I don't want to talk about that too much. Oh, but I don't know how much I have for you today. I really don't. I woke up a little stressed, a little tired, a little thinking about, have I gotten enough sleep? Am I going to be able to make it to this thing on time? Will I get back to work? Will I make it through my shift? And having doubts and having fears and having everything that I do so often. And I'll tell you what, get on my soapbox and preach gratitude again. Even when you're struggling with your emotions, it's good to have something to fight back the negative emotions, and thank the Lord for various things. And it got me here, going this morning and smiling more than I'm crying. Do I work today too? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I work at 5 o'clock. Yesterday I worked at 10:45. I am blessed. I'm too blessed to be stressed. And maybe that's a bumper slogan or a bumper sticker or whatever. It sounds like a pretty good one. But I'd say I think the expectation of no stress in one's life will lead to more stress. Or the expectation of no sadness in one's life, or no challenges in one's life, or whatever. I think, at least for me, it is better to roll with your emotions a little bit and go, okay, I'm feeling kind of anxious right now, or I'm stressed out about this, or I'm bummed about this. That's okay. That's okay. I used to get mad at myself. I used to get mad at myself for those emotions and be stuck in them. And now I go, hey, feeling anxious, what do we do? What do we do? And I'll tell you the most effective thing is, I mean, there's probably two. I've struggled talking about praying a little bit, but you can make prayer whatever it is you want. You know, you don't have to pray at church. You don't even have to pray to, you know. I think just feeling you're not alone helps a lot. And whatever that means to you, I say do it. You know, some people probably don't feel that way. I'm sure some people take a lot stricter look, a stricter belief in their own faith. But I don't think that's me, and maybe someday it will be. But I think right now what's important is having faith and believing things happen for a reason and finding a way to believe in a higher power or what have you. Yeah. Rochelle, thank you so much for following the live creator. Hope you guys are all drinking coffee. Hope you guys are all, I'll tell you what, I am blessed in so many ways. I'm kind of moaning and I'm kind of groaning, but I made a lot of money yesterday. And it's not about money. Life's not about money, but I guess if you're going to work, money's kind of nice. And although I did work 11 plus hours at the restaurant yesterday and it was tiring and I'm kind of beat from it today and I'm going tonight and I'm going tomorrow and I'm going 6 of the next 7 days. You know, it's what I need to do. And I'm fortunate to have it. And I'm fortunate to have the opportunity to make a strange amount of money on a weirdly flexible schedule where most of my days are free and go in and do a job I'm pretty good at and make people laugh and smile. Most of them. One of my customers wasn't laughing and smiling yesterday. But you roll with that too. I used to absorb the emotions and get bummed if somebody was bummed at me or get angry if somebody was angry at me. My brother Steve was a kind of angry dude and he could push my buttons and say mean things. And I would have like emotional tantrums back at him. Because again, I'm a really emotional guy, and if somebody says something mean to me, it hurts me deep, or it used to. And I'll lash out with anger or venom back, and I don't like doing that, but it's just how I responded because I didn't know any other way to respond to meanness or negativity or what have you. And somehow over the last 5 years, I am really learning to let it roll off my back and not get as freaked out. And again, I mean, I get agitated. I think we all probably do. We all probably do. But I used to get agitated and fester in that all day. And now I'll catch myself after a couple minutes and go, let's have some more coffee. Like I'll be in panic. I got to go to work tonight. I'm tired. Wonder what time. I wonder if I'm going to get any more sleep between now and then. And, you know, you get in this. Ugh. Then you go, hey, you know, I'll walk out of there with some money. I need some money right now. That's a good thing. So let's be thankful for it. Oh. How did my discussion go with my new merchandise manager? Well, I appreciate you asking and remembering. Remembering that was one of my goals. I immediately sent I don't know if she's just going to be a merch manager, but her last message to me was world domination. And I don't know. I worked at a real estate company, and I had a real high-powered boss, high-energy boss, and she always talked about world domination. And while it sounds fun in a winning at risk or monopoly sort of goal, I don't know if world domination is really a goal of mine. I don't even know if I have any real business goals for Coffee with Ken. You know, I know if I had 1 million people watching right now, I'd want it to be 2 million. And if I was making, $500,000 a year, I'd want it to be $600,000. Because it's not about these random numbers, because numbers are just kind of random. And a lot of our goals are just kind of big round numbers. But then you get them and you go, hey, round number doesn't feel a whole lot different. 100's not that much more special than 97 or 103. Yeah. I do get to hang out with my sister. Edward says, I think that happens when you turn 50. I'm the same way. Things that used to get me don't. Yeah, I talk about waiting tables, and I'd gotten so much better at that. I almost couldn't mentally handle being a waiter before when I was younger. I mean, sometimes I barely can mentally handle it now, but that's another issue. But I'd get so bummed out if I had a bad table or a bad shift, or a bad moment, and it ruined my shift, and I'd probably bring my bad attitude to the rest of the tables, which would just create more bad. But, I'll have an issue with a customer, and I'll be calm and professional and apologize and do what I can to make them happy. But, I can't make them happy. You can comp their food or apologize for whatever issue they may have had, but if they storm off upset about something, or they probably walked into the restaurant upset, and there's really nothing you can do about that. Doug asks, where am I working now? I'm working at a fairly nice restaurant in, I don't want it to be I get people messaging going, hey, Ken, we'd love to come visit you at the restaurant. I don't want my restaurant to be and I know I'm not the Eiffel Tower, but I don't want my restaurant to be a Coffee with Ken tourist attraction. I think that'd make me feel uncomfortable. I mean, it wouldn't make me feel that uncomfortable. I could handle it. Well, thank you, Chip. You're sweet. I have a great temperament. It's funny you say that. I mean, I don't know. I think I'm getting a better temperament, but I certainly, again, my buttons were so easily pushed. I think God gives us certain challenges to teach us things, and I don't know. I even had people online that would be pushing my buttons and bothering me, and I go, oh, they think this of me, or they say bad things of me, and I go, and I try and prove to them that I'm good, or that I'm caring, or I'm imperfect. But the more you explain, or the more you rationalize, or the more you make excuses, or the more people see what they want to see and say what they want to say about you and think what they want to think. And you can't spend your life trying to make somebody like or love you. And I say this, I know when I say this, I think about people looking at me and trying to do that with me. And, I think relationships are hard. I think marriage is hard. I know divorce is hard. Doug Peterson said more customers equals more tips. Tell everyone where I work. I don't know. And I get it, but I think I have a big personality. And I think my personality can sometimes overshadow where I'm at even. And yeah, so I don't want to tell people where I work. I mean, there's rumors out there where I work. I swear I had people stalk me. I have not mentioned the restaurant I work at ever. and I've been there 2 months, and there's rumors floating around where I work. It's like, why would anybody care that much? And they're not nice rumors. They're not nice people doing it. I don't know why anyone would care so much. I mean, if you wanted to come and visit me, but I like where I work. I like where I work. It's kind of fun. I mean, it is kind of fun. It is kind of fun. I mean, you're standing for long periods of time. Hi, Kelly R. Yeah. Hello from Thailand. We're getting an international audience today. What time is it? Is it 7:15? My sister is driving today. She's picking me up at 9 a.m. What we need to go to is at 10 o'clock. Going to be a couple hours. It's kind of a service. I had a friend, someone in his family passed, and we're going to the service today. And yeah, we're of the age where that's going to happen more and more. You know, yeah. Stacy does not like lingering at restaurants. Get in, eat, and get out. Well, yeah, some people linger a long time. My restaurant's a fairly lingering restaurant. A lot of appetizers and slow-paced meals and what have you. And we'll have customers sit there for a few hours, which is cool. Sometimes I run out of things to say. And, I always like to check on my customers, make sure they're doing well. And some people will be engrossed in great conversations. And I feel bad like I'm interrupting, but I also feel bad if I don't attend to them. And check in on them from time to time, but I don't know if they need it. Atwood, it is open all day on the weekends and just for dinner. I mean, at like 4 o'clock. RJ likes to linger, relax, enjoy his time with wife and friends, make it an experience. Yeah, I don't know. What is my favorite dish they serve? It sounds psychotic or paranoid, but I almost don't even want to say because I don't want anyone Googling what it's served. But they have good food. I'll say the hamburger's right up there. The burger's right up there. We have great higher end food, but I'm kind of a simple man. I like red meat, and our burger's really great. So I'll say that. It's one of the top 3 or 4 that I mentioned. But they have some specific ones that are delicious as well. Nikki, I'm working at a restaurant in Naperville, Illinois. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal, and it shouldn't be, but I just don't, I don't know. Anyway, it's Saturday morning. I wish I could go to the farmer's market today. I got home last night and I ate my last 2 peaches I had. They were good. I mean, they were too hard, but they were still good. I was still thankful for them. Flesh tore right off the pit. I've really enjoyed this fall and going to the farmer's market here in Naperville, just spending, I don't know, half an hour kind of strolling up and down and looking at people and wondering if I'm going to get a peach from this farmer or over there, and am I going to get the carrot cake? I think I went, was it 2 weeks ago or a week ago? I'll just say this because it's kind of funny. And I was feeling kind of full, and I'd gotten used to buying the carrot cake. And I was feeling kind of full, and I bought some, and I brought it to a barista at a coffee shop I've been going to. I hope she enjoyed it as much as I did, because it's ridiculously good. It is ridiculously good. We had carrot cake at the restaurant last night. There was a big party in one of our party rooms, and they must have served carrot cake because it's certainly not on our menu. Good morning, Cindy Strickland. Jack Kenny, thank you so much for following the live creator. And I'll tell you what, the one challenge, I mean, there's a few challenging things about waiting tables, but you don't get a lunch break or you don't get breaks. And nobody really addresses the subject that, hey, I've been here since 10:45. It's 9 o'clock at night. So you almost have to sneak off and eat whatever you can, whenever you can, which is probably against the rules. But yet, what are you going to do? You can't work 12 hours without eating. I mean, you can. But fortunately, the big party ended, and there was carrot cake, and there were some other things. And, I tell you what, it tasted so good. Logical Lemon asked if there are not laws in my state for mandatory breaks. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not ready to protest or anything because I was making money, and I don't know how they give a mandatory break because we got tables. I can't go up to my customer that's sitting at their table and say, excuse me, don't expect to see me for half an hour. I'm going on break. How much did my drinking contribute to my divorce? I appreciate the question. I think you'd have to go deeper than that. Stacy, you would think the icing on the carrot cake would melt in the heat of the farmer's market, but it did not. I mean, it was under a shaded tent. I've thought the same thing, Stacy, so I appreciate that question. Back to Doug Peterson's, how much did my drinking contribute to my divorce? I would say my drinking contributed to everything I did in life, including marriages and the women I married. So just to blame the drinking for the divorce, wouldn't be right, to be honest with you. Because I probably wouldn't have married the women I married had I not been drinking and done the jobs I'd been doing without the drinking or been in the places I was without the drinking. You know, I can't just blame. I guarantee when I went out with the women on my first date, I bet we drank, you know. So it wasn't just a issue with the divorce, it was an issue in everything I did in life. It was an issue in everything I did in life. And I can't blame the divorces on my drinking. Because without my drinking, I wouldn't have been married to the women I was married with. It was everything. And again, I think that's what's eye-opening. It was all consuming. It was part of who I was. It was part of who I was. And sure, I was I'm a different person because I don't drink. Because I've taken, 4 hours of my day that I used to spend on a couch drinking beer, and I don't do it anymore. Way to go, Chip. Thank you, Logical Lemon. Doug Peterson. I'm going to say it, Doug, because there's probably a lot of Doug. What's my favorite meal? My favorite meal is meat lasagna. Oh, yeah, meat lasagna. Oh, so good. Kind of drink too much and always have issues with your relationships. Doug, I'm going to go into that. I don't think your drinking is the cause of the friction. It's not because you're drinking that you're struggling in your relationships. You're probably dating the wrong women because you're drinking. Your whole relationship with these women is probably connected to your drinking. I know for me, there was a period between marriages where I'd go on Match.com and every date was the same. I'd meet them for drinks and we'd have several and we'd order appetizers, and it was a shallow, meaningless relationship. It was based on drinking. And so I don't think the drinking can be blamed for the dissolution of the relationship. It is the relationship. Your relationship is probably more with your alcohol than it is with your spouse or your friends or what have you. And I think that's the problem. I haven't dated since my second divorce, which is 2 years. All my dating in my life, was wrapped around drinking. And I think whoever, or whenever, or if ever I get in a relationship again, it'll have to be based on something else. Something crazy like mutual respect and admiration instead of a good buzz and a good time. Seriously. And I think that's the problem with drinking. It's not that it causes the end of the relationship. It is the relationship. It is. It is. I mean, I remember both first dates with both women, and there was drinking. And it's not their fault. But I just think so many people do it, I'm sure. And maybe I think the problem is you or we or me is not confident in who we are without the drinking. And so we think our girlfriend or boyfriend or friends or whatever only like us for drunk Ken. And I think putting drunk Ken away and being this guy, probably a healthier way to live. You don't want somebody loving the drunk version of yourself. And if all they ever see is the drunk version of yourself, that's all they're going to love. I mean, it's not their fault. That's who you are. It's who you are. So yeah, you can't blame the drinking for I can't blame I'll say it for me, I can't blame the drinking for my divorces. The drinking was who I was. RJ, that never really affected my breathing, really. I'll tell you what hurts your breathing is smoking cigarettes. There was a period about 10 years ago where I used to smoke cigarettes. I was waiting at Outback Steakhouse, and some of my waiters would take breaks, smoke breaks, and I was jealous, so I'd go out and I'd bum a cigarette and I'd smoke it, and I became a smoker for about 2 years. I tell you what, that was hard to stop. But I could feel that in my lungs all the time, and I could feel my breathing not being as I could feel it in my lungs. And I'm going to drop that question and go back to Doug Peterson because he's talking about that a little more. Doug says he's very quiet and shy when he's sober, but an idiot when he drinks. Doug, I'll bet you if you stop drinking, I bet you don't even know who the real you is, Doug. And now I'm going to get on my soapbox. Because half the time you're drunk, Doug. And so you don't even know who you are without drinking. And if you decide one day that you've had enough, your life's going to change. It's not going to be magically changed and, you never have bad days, because you're still going to have bad days. But I tell you, there are healthier ways to deal with the stuff you deal with than drinking. But it's if you are open to the possibility of drinking. And that's the difference with me. I just said I don't drink anymore. So I'm not tempted because I don't drink. It's not who I am. I'd feel funny drinking. Way to go, Golden Waves. But if you said, I'm not going to drink today, you know, uh, and said it again tomorrow. I think in 2 or 3 days you'd go, hey, I got a lot of time on my hands, but it's sure nice not wasting $70 at the bar or feeling hungover today. This feels pretty good. And suddenly you go, why would I ever want to drink again? You know, I've been asked when my daughter turns 21, am I going to drink with her? And I go, well, I don't see any reason at all. To create some false sense of myself and some false emotions and some, you know, I don't know. Seems kind of weird. And I think if you stop, and once you stop, I don't know, you'll find out who you really are. And you'll find ways to deal with stuff. Because the stuff's still going to come. Still got bills to pay. You still got issues with wives or husbands or bosses or friends or family. But you'll learn, just because you're pissed off at the moment at your boss or something like that, that the solution isn't running out to a bar and getting a drink or going home and smoking something or what have you. And you'll go, hey, I'm pissed off at my boss. Well, that's okay. My boss was being a jerk, or my wife was being a jerk, or my friend was being a jerk, or maybe I overreacted, or any number of things. And that's okay. They were probably having a hard day, or that's okay. Maybe I was having a hard day, and that's why I overreacted. But I'll tell you what, if the answer to you is always to go to drink, and it is for so many people, it wasn't just me. You're never going to get to the point where you're going, hey, it's okay, I reacted that way. I wasn't my best moment. I'll apologize and to the person and move on with my life. Or maybe they acted wrongly, but they might have been having a bad day. Well, Scott, if you feel that way, more power to you. I don't care. Scott says he drinks every day and he functions every day. He doesn't miss work and he provides for his wife, so he's good. Okay. But I wonder, Scott, I wonder if you really felt that way, why would you even say it? I don't know. But I hope it's true, Scott. I hope you're doing great. I wish you the best. Yeah, it's all right. No, I mean, I hope he's right. Scott, I wonder if Scott is Scottish. It's a popular Scottish name. My brother's name is Scott. But anyway, I've talked for about an hour, and I did not see that REO Speedwagon retired. I don't know if you can ever believe a band retires. You know, I think I remember the Rolling Stones farewell tour in like 1980, or The Who's maybe. I don't know if a band ever really retires. They just fade away. And with that in mind, I am going to fade away as well. I appreciate you guys. And I appreciate you hopping on today. And I hope you had a wonderful day yesterday. And I hope you are excited about your day and excited with who you are. And I appreciate you. And I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I hope you are feeling good. I hope you are loving yourself. I hope you are forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.